Today I have somebody coming that's going to refinish my door for me. So I figured I'd get you a before shot here. And I'm going to be changing out that door handle when we're done to a black door handle. And then I have a Eufy E30 deadbolt lock coming. So that will be replaced, and I'll do a review on that installation and use of that lock. All right, front door is primed, sanded down. Will be painted today and be finished up. And then I will be doing review on that lock as soon as it comes in. Got a Eufy smart lock coming in, and then he's already got my iron painted. The paint is on and the iron has been painted. I've got the new door handle on. It's kind of like a chocolate brown. And then I will be putting that Eufy lock on the deadbolt right here. All right, here's the smart lock that I chose to go with on the front door of our house. And it is the Eufy Smart Lock E30. We've got several other Eufy products. I've got the Eufy front doorbell, and we've got some indoor cameras that we use. So rather just stick with this product since we already have the app and we're already used to this. So this is the Eufy lock right here. In the contents of the box, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get the keypad. It has fingerprint recognition, and it also has backup key. You get the interior piece here. The 8 batteries go in this section, and this is the batteries that come with it. I don't know how long these are going to last, but we'll go ahead and at least run these since it came with this. This is the screw set and hardware set that came with it. I'm going to definitely use their deadbolt set that they send, even though the lock is black and our handle is black. If I have to touch that up later, I will. And I'll probably go ahead and put their striker plate in just to make sure I've got everything. You get 2 keys that go in the back, that go in this lock right here for your backup. It says that it's not rekeyable, but the lock cylinder looks like it can be replaced, and it looks like maybe these keys have been updated to a schlag, however you pronounce that. But it looks like you could take this to a locksmith and have this changed out, but they're saying that you can't rekey this cylinder here. So I'm going to look into that later, but for right now, we're just going to get that installed. You get just your little security sticker. They do tell you that this works with Alexa. It has Matter. It has works with Apple HomeKit, but they want you to get this on the Eufy app before you do any of that. There's not really any, I would say, instructions. You really have to use that QR code. So if you don't really have an electronic device to do that with, you may want to check on their website for installation instructions. And I'll try to walk you through as best I can on how I put this thing in. All right, I've got the deadbolt, the old deadbolt out, and I'm about to put the new one in. And I just want to show you, I did have to chisel the bottom of mine right here a little bit. So if you've got a darker colored door like me, a quick tip is after you're done with that, just use a Sharpie to touch up where you chisel that out, because you're going to get that natural wood to show up right there. So that's all I did with mine. Mine fits in there nicely. It's got a section that says top. I'm going to run it like that first. I think there's a way, if you need more extension on the deadbolt, you can flip this the other way and it'll extend the deadbolt out further if I read some of those instructions properly. All right, one other thing I was going to show you, I'm going to keep my striker plate for right now, only because you can see the difference in where their striker plate needs to go, and that's a decent amount for me to chisel out. So I'm going to try it with my original striker plate first, and then we'll see how that works. Hopefully everything works out and I don't have to chisel more of the wood out on this side. And then those screw holes are going to be kind of close, so they may strip out if I don't run my original plate. So let me see how that works out first, and then we'll see. I'll touch back up to see how that goes. On the striker, it wasn't exactly lining up, so I'm just double checking. I may need to use the Eufy one that I was showing you just a second ago. But just a quick tip, I put some grease on the tip of the deadbolt, and I fully extended the deadbolt and put a piece of tape here on the door and drew how, on the little tape there, how deep that deadbolt needs to go, because I got to clear some of my wood out right there. All right, and the other thing I did was, once I close it, I manually extended the deadbolt and touched the tape so you can see where the deadbolt needs to be. And that's going to make sure I've got all the wood clearance here at the bottom. My lines here may not be 100% level, but I can tell I'm at the bottom of the opening that's already been chipped out there, so I'm going to have to take that out just a little bit. So I think I will be going with the Eufy plate because of that. And the Eufy plate is longer opening top to bottom, but it's the same front to back. So, but I will have to chip this out a little bit, and then I'll have to make the hole just a little bit larger. So I'll show you when I'm done with that how that turned out. All right, I did end up using the plate there, and I did have to notch this out a little bit. I used my Dremel tool for that. It was a little bit easier because I also had to control the depth there. Something you may not be able to tell on camera, but while I had that off, I taped off the area and spray painted inside there black so it wouldn't see unfinished wood. Another thing I would recommend while you're here is they give you little tiny screws. They don't go in that far. So for my application, I could only get 1 5/8 in there because I've got glass on this other side. So I didn't want to get anywhere in this trim piece here. But if you've got drywall right there, I recommend 3-inch screws all the way through into that 2x4 that's behind there. And that's going to make your striker plate a lot more solid. So if you have enough room, always recommend don't use those little screws, especially on this side. Same thing down here. I hadn't changed these out, but this is not the lock that holds the door shut. This is. So mine are now 1 5/8. They give you something maybe 3/4 of an inch. And if you've got drywall and enough space, like I said, run a 3-inch or 4-inch all the way in here, as long as you don't have any wiring or anything. But that's going to make this a lot more solid because if somebody were to kick that door, they're just ripping this piece off. All right, I've installed the lock, the front of the lock now, and I'll show you. All I did was just put a level right here before I tighten the screws on the back. And I've got them snug. My gasket here is bulging out the sides there just a little bit. I'm going to leave it like that because I don't want this thing loose. I think, you know, our paint just got done a couple days ago, so this will probably eventually stick all the way to the door anyways. But I've got that lined up. One thing they want you to do is on this back side right here, if you're able to see that. Sorry about that lighting. See if I got any lighting for you here. But on that back side, they want to make sure you take that wire out to the bottom here. And so this should be kind of sticking out through there. These are the 2 screws that tighten into the front of the deadbolt, the keypad section. And then I was going to show you this before I put this on. They've got a red marker on this connector here that plugs in here. They want the red side facing the red side there. And if you could see those holes, that hole, and one in the center is going in. The 2 at the top are going there and one's going there. They do not go through the wood. They thread into this plate, which is nice because if you ever had to change this, you're not going to have extra holes in this door having to try to cover all that up. I finished the lock install and I was just going to show you a few little things about it. I won't go through the full setup because you need to follow the directions on your mobile device. You do have to have, I connected my smartphone to be able to find Wi-Fi and to do the final setup of the lock. One thing, make sure your app is up to date. So mine was not, and it couldn't find the lock. So after I updated the app, it found the lock. You got to scan, there's a QR code in there, scan that QR code, it'll get you set up. And then you got to program each user. One little quirk is you cannot have a universal passcode for everybody. You've got to have a separate passcode for each user, and they've got to each add their fingerprint for access to the lock. One neat feature about that, though, is you can tell who unlocked it. You program their name in there, and it tells you whose code was used, whose fingerprint was used. So that is one neat feature there. On the inside, my door is a little tight, so I actually like it to be tight so it seals against the weather gasket there. And you use this just like a normal deadbolt lock where you could just twist that and it'll just turn. There's an unlock sign right here so you know you're unlocked. The battery compartment here, and it stores the batteries. It gives you low battery warnings and things from what I've read. So I'll show you on the outside. So this is the setup right here. That is the Schlag matte finish black, so it does match that pretty good. If you can see that. See if I can get out of the shadow for you there. And that's the whole door restored and painted for you too. So while we were doing all that at the same time, I thought that was the good time to go ahead and change that lockout. The key access, that's something I'm going to check on later to see if this can be rekeyed. I have another one coming for my garage door. So we'll see how that can be done if it can. I don't know if we'll even be using the key though. So like I said, each user that we've set up so far has their own passcode and has their own fingerprint registered. It works with the app with our doorbell as well. So these are both Eufy products. I'll have a link to, I'm probably going to update my doorbell because some of the finish, we've had that for a while, has kind of come off the front there. And we're getting direct sun right now. So that's the bad thing about our door. We get a lot of sun in the afternoon. So I'm going to, again, see if I can rekey that. Got another one coming. If I can rekey that, I may update you on another video when I do the one on the garage. Just to show you, I'm not going to do my code real quick, but just to show you my fingerprint, I can just do my thumbprint right here. And I do get the lock to come out. I'll do it again. And I think it has to time out for a few seconds. There's some, I can't see it with the sun on there. There's some indicator lights right here. And then it'll let it lock or unlock after that light goes out. Yeah, you can see it's kind of blinking blue there or something. So, but that is the finished product. So that is kind of a two-part in one where we redid the front door, kind of updating you on that, and changing out that door handle and changing out that lock to a smart lock. Really like how that turned out. Really like that we're not going to have to fumble around with keys, and we can give our neighbors access. We do have a couple animals. We can give our neighbors access with their own code to come in and out to feed the pets when we're out of town. So hopefully this information was useful or helpful for you. And if it was, please subscribe and share. And that's to the point.